Indianapolis. It is Indy 500 champion, Alex Palou, who has brought his wreath.
Good to see you, champ.
Good to see you, too.
How are you doing?
Loaned it to Nick because Nick correctly
Well, I'm the only
predicted.
one on the show who believed in him. I mean, let's just be honest.
I believe
That's
it.
true. That's
Friend of
true.
the show.
We
said
That's
you're
what
a
I
friend of the
heard.
show.
Yeah, exactly. He was on the show, and I was like, that's my guy. Brew trusts like veterans so much. He went with your teammate Scott Dixon, so that's fair.
Rough
That's
day
fair.
for
That's
Scott
fair.
Dixon.
That's fair.
Wilds,
I'm a bit of a front
like,
runner.
bumped into Newgarden on the street, talked to him for 30 seconds, and then claimed he's a part
Two-time
of
champion.
Brew.
The guy won once in a row.
I respect it, but he's my guy. Like,
Yeah,
you're the real
Chiefs
champion.
fans, I'm wearing the wreath.
You're
He's
the
got the
champion.
sick ring. He's with the
That
like,
is
Super Bowl
awesome.
style
Yes.
ring. What was the moment like when you not when you won, when you passed Ericsson?
It was, I was like, man, I don't know if it's going to be the last move or not. Like, you never know if it's going to be the definitive move. But I was like, man, I'm so glad I got the chance. We had 2 traffic cars in front of us, so it was tough to make the pass. We were like 4 car back. So, yeah, I saw the gap opening, and I just went for it.
Now, as I'm watching the race in that moment too, the broadcasters are talking like you're about to run out of gas and
Yes.
you're gonna need, and they're saying your tires are worn. So they're talking like you're gonna need to make a pit stop, which could obviously cost you the race. What was going through your mind, and was it that close?
Well, we were on a disadvantage on strategy, so we had less fuel than Marcus and the competitors, and we had 10 laps more on the tires, so we were struggling to be there. That's why also the broadcast was not like putting so much attention to it, because it was like still 14 laps to go. I was still like very far back, and we did a very late move. So yeah, I think that's why it worked. We caught them by surprise a little bit, and
So was it at 14 laps you had 10 laps left on your tires?
No. It's
10
like
laps.
10 more laps on the tires than Marcus had, so he had better tires. He had more grip and more chances to stay out.
At the banquet, you thanked your team right away. And I think since we're sort of new to Indy, we think it's like, all right, they're very fast on the tires, like, and they fill you full of gas. Is there anything specific in this race where you're like, you know what, that team move right there really helped me, that we wouldn't know from the outside?
Car preparation, man. Car preparation. They are working 1 full year on that specific car to make it as fast as possible. Every single detail. It's a specific car that I have for the Speedway, only for the 500. This car
it's
that I
different.
won, yes, on Sunday, I'm not going to use it this weekend on Detroit or any other race. We're gonna keep it until next Indy 500 next year. So
What's the difference?
they just put so much attention to every detail to make it look amazing. Like when you're going at 240 miles an hour, if there's a small gap between any seam on the carbons on the car, you're gonna go slower. So that car is
Attenuator thing. Tell me
Do
about
all
that.
the racers
I
have
didn't
that
want to bring that
situation?
up.
Do all the racers have that situation where they use one car for Indy and others for the other
I would
races?
say nowadays, like 95% of the teams and drivers, they have one car specific for the Speedway, yes.
All right, so I have a bunch of questions about basically the end of the race, and then kind of bigger picture stuff we'll get to. First one's this. It's the Indy 500, and the guys in 15th and 16th all of a sudden are playing a huge part in strategy and what the broadcast was talking about, dirty air versus clean air, all of it. Is there, like, and I understand they're competing as well, and one of them wants to get 15th and not 16th. Is there ever a thought, like, those guys, like, the guys who can win the race are right here, and we are having to deal with you guys? A, how much, like, added anxiety does that create that if one of these guys screws up, then, you know, the whole thing could be ruined? And B, is there, like, almost a professional courtesy of, should they move out of the way so you and Ericsson can duel for the finish?
Well, this time the traffic cars were actually helping me because I didn't have enough fuel. So when you go behind cars, you don't need to be that much on the gas, so you can save a little bit of fuel. So I was like, this is helping me, right? Like, I was happy. But normally, yes, you would want to be alone with like first and second and just go back and forth and have a real fight at the end. But it was helping me. These are the rules. I finished second to Helio Castroneves in 2021 because of traffic cars as well. He had the same situation, but I was second at that time, and I couldn't really pass him because of that traffic car. So
we just showed it. The other question I had, final lap, I think the first turn. Listen, again, I'm clearly not an expert. I thought I'm a champion, but not an expert. I thought you had lost control a little. You went from the high bank almost to the infield so quickly, and the broadcast said, we're going to show it again, that was strategic to make sure Ericsson couldn't pass you.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see it right here. I think we'll see it.
Yeah, so you can see that he's very close to me, and then I'll move to the inside just so he cannot.
Here's what I'm talking about. Right there.
Yes.
And so what did that prevent him from being able to do, that last move there?
So basically, when you have a car in front, he's braking the air for you. So he's like pushing the air out. Just think as water.
Yes.
So he's pushing the air out. So then he goes faster because I'm pushing the air for him. But if I go to the left, he cannot go to the left as fast as I'm going. And once he's to the left, I'll move to the right. So he cannot go as fast as me.
So you stop blocking the air to slow him down a bit so he can't get the
Correct.
push.
Wow.
Just so he cannot get as much speed as
I've done that on the highway before. Go ahead, bro.
So you had not won on an oval
Yeah.
before. Do you prefer the other tracks, the road racing to the oval, or is it different for you? How is it different?
No, but I grew up racing in Spain and in Europe. Like, I'm from Barcelona, Spain, but in Europe we don't have any racing series that races on ovals nowadays. So I grew up just racing on road courses and street courses. So that's what I was better at. But my first oval race was back in 2020 here in IndyCar. So I didn't really have much experience on ovals. So I've been close before. I was many times on the podium, but this was the first win. Now I love every single race. Like, just give me whatever, I'll love it.
We had Kyle Kirkwood on the show when we were in Indy, and we kind of gave him, looking back on it, almost a silly introduction. We're like, welcome to the set, Kyle Kirkwood, the only other race car driver who has won a race this year, or who's not named Alex Palou. How are you dealing with so much success? Now you're here on a media tour, and how are you dealing with success while at the same time still being focused on Detroit and the rest of the year?
It's amazing. I mean, it's been an amazing start of the season. I cannot thank my team, Chip Ganassi Racing, enough, and our partners, but yeah, they're just giving me cars that are the fastest every single weekend, and I just need to try and execute when I'm on track. But yeah, it's a dream. Like, it's the best start that I had in my career so far. I know that it's a special moment, and I'm just trying to enjoy every second of it, because at some point it's going to end. Hopefully not this weekend at Detroit. Hopefully later on in the season. But yeah, it's just very cool to be part of it.
Awesome.
When before the race even starts, somebody crashes. When in the opening, hour of the race from watching it, you have a car set on fire. That was scary. I know you're racing, but I'm sure you're aware of people that have dropped out. The pole sitter ran over his crew. How much added anxiety does that create because I don't know if it was the weather, I don't know what it was, but it seemed like, because there had been, going into Indy, not a lot of races run under caution a bunch this year on the circuit, and then there was a half dozen in the first 90 minutes of the race. How does that change your approach or add your anxiety for during the race?
Conditions were not amazing, honestly. It was very cold, so it was the first time that we had such a cold track, and I think it was the coldest Indy 500 in the past 15 or 20 years. But I would say the Indy 500, it's an endurance race. It's 500 miles, 200 laps. There's so much thing happening, and we are always on the limit that it's expected to have that many issues. If you look back at all the Indy 500s, you're gonna see fires, you're gonna see issues on pit stops, you're gonna see crashes. So it's always, you're always ready for that. So it was tough mentally to stay focused and in the game and not get caught up on issues that was going on. But it's always like that, the Indy 500.
You mentioned you're from Barcelona, Spain, first Spaniard to win the Indy 500. Going in, did you feel pressure? I mean, I'm sure the whole country was behind you, but did that make it pressure? Or did you just feel this is great support and momentum for me going into the race?
Oh, no, that's great. I mean, it's been amazing. Also, with the start of the season we had, it was just taking some pressure out of us. Like, we didn't have to win. I wanted to win, but it was not like, oh, you need to get the win this season. But yeah, having the support from Spain as well, it's pretty awesome. Being the first Spanish driver ever to win the Indy 500, it's always going to stay that way, right?
Yeah,
Forever.
right,
so
right.
Nobody's going to change that. Maybe you could have changed that, but
I'm not Spanish.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe. Yeah.
But,
So- and
you're
a lot of
great.
Italians have done well already in races.
I know you're joking around because you have the wreath on, but
know
we
what's
did
true.
start yesterday's show with you drinking more milk. I think you drank an entire liter of milk in about 90 seconds. So,
Yeah.
Dusty, do we have the video so Alex can
Well, Alex might be ashamed of me here. I
like
didn't-
judge the performance of Nick Wright and his milk drinking?
Okay.
Let's see if we have the video
There we go.
here.
Hold on.
okay.
We're,
Oh, wow.
it's the
It's
spilling.
Doesn't
keeps
it
on
have
going.
to drip?
Wow.
It's supposed to be sloppy, right?
Well,
But that's amazing. Like, I would give a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Yes.
10
That's
out of 10?
impressive.
There's nothing to improve
There's
upon.
nothing to
That's
improve
impressive.
upon. Listen, I don't want to mess up the wreath. I'll let you have the wreath. This is, I'll be honest.
You have to. Okay.
I'm probably
I
never
hope-
going to win the Indy 500.
First of all,
so this is the
don't doubt yourself.
This is, I wouldn't want to race against a friend.
Do you want to try this one since it's already open? In
No,
there?
I don't want to try your gross milk. I'm going to drink my own
There's
milk.
a layer of
Next,
cream on top
Guess
of
what,
the milk.
buddy? We're not worried about it.
Okay, here we go. Watch this. It's not coming out
boy.
because there's a lot.
I think he tasted that cream. He tasted that cream.
I just said it.
There was a layer of cream.
Yeah, I know that.
told you.
I thought he was lying. I'm not lying. You're a two-crew guy. I can't believe you. I can't believe it.
back.
This is amazing.
All right, Alex Palou, thank you
You're
so
a
much for
legend.
joining us.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your trip to New York. We'll see you in Detroit this weekend.
Yes,
Definitely. And
absolutely.
continued success
Wow.
this entire year. We'll see
That's
you
a lot
next
of
year
cream.
at Indy. I know. More from First Things First. After the break. Congratulations.